I'll talk about magnet mounts today. I think they're one of the coolest things you could do to upgrade your truck. I'll just show you what I've done on a couple of them and how I've done it. I start off with these magnets here. Word of warning about them: do not let your pets get into these. That will kill them. If they eat one magnet, not a big deal. If they eat a second magnet later and they touch inside of their stomach, you got a problem, because they're going to stick together and the dog can't poop it out because it'll be in different parts of their stomach. So these are from Hobbytown. They were cheap. They're about $13. And what I've done on the Jeep here, I didn't even change anything. I just basically glued 2 magnets down. Here's the way I did it, and this is my process. It works really good. Otherwise, you'll end up getting glue all over your hands and your truck, and it's a mess. So in order to properly do this for me, you can do it however you want, but I took a magnet and a bobby pin right here, and that's how I hold it. From here, I put a drop of glue on it, and on the Jeep, what I did was I put the drop of glue there, and I just put it down, and with no magnet already there, it works pretty good. It just the reason I like it is these have a lot of pull, and it'll jump towards the spring or the screw. And if you don't have something else metal up there, it's gonna go everywhere and be somewhere you don't want it to be. So being able to hold it with a body clip is a big deal. Anyway, once you get the first one glued down, I left the stock body pin, by the way. Once you get the first one glued down, take your next magnet, put it on top, put a tiny drop of glue there, and by leaving that stock pin, you left the place for the body to index. So then I closed the body and took another magnet, put it on top, and that holds it until the glue dries. Then you repeat it on the other side, and that method worked fantastic. The bodies are indexed perfectly. They don't want to move from their spot. So this is a great mod. I love it. On the Deadbolt, it's a little different. Instead of a body post, or this platform on the top here, it has a platform, and you can see on the underside where they ended up gluing. The Deadbolt's different because it has these little stands that come up, and I got a Dremel tool out, and I dremeled off the stock body clip mount point, and I cupped it a little bit because you don't want it domed. If you dome the top of the stand, the magnet's never going to stay. So you need points of contact so it can't teeter-totter. So it's slightly cupped. It gives the glue a place to be. So I ground it flat, put a drop of glue on it, then using the body clip, just like I showed you, this keeps the glue off your fingers, and you can manipulate it very well. So you put the drop of glue on here or on your body post, and then you stick it on, let it hold it there for 30 seconds, let it dry. I let them dry for a while because they do move a little bit, and you may have to re-glue them once in a while. I've had to re-glue the Jeep one of the sides already once. I haven't had to on the Deadbolt. So same process, glue the first one down, and only do these one at a time. The reason is when you do this, you do this side, leave the post here, and that will index the body perfectly, so that when you close it, the body pin goes through here. You only have the bottom one glued. Okay, so by doing that, it doesn't matter yet, it's going to be indexed right. So once this one's dry and the body pin on this side still exists, then you can take your second magnet, put it on top, center it just perfect. Put a drop of glue right here on top, not a bunch, because you don't want the magnets gluing together if it runs over the sides. So when you got 2 magnets here and a stock body post on this side, then close it. Throw another magnet on top to hold it all together and let it dry. I let it dry for probably 10 or 15 minutes each side. Once this side is dried, set up, and ready to go, that was when I went and ground the other body post off, because now it wants to index on this side. This magnet will hold it in place between these two, and it's a method that works great. It keeps the alignment of the body perfect. And I'll show you what else I've done. It's a really, magnets are great. Fiddling with body pins and scratching your car up is not very fun, because that's what body pins do. Here's another cool thing about this. I did it on my Enduro24, but only to the back. And the reason is I want these 2 body pins up front to still be pins. And the reason I want that is because if this body gets jarred, these 2 will index it the same way a hinge does on the back. If this body gets opened, and it'll reclose and it'll shut. There's something to realign it. If you had all 4 body pins in this, or all 4 magnets, and this truck gets knocked, it will literally knock the body off. It's hilarious. I've seen it done several times out on 10 scale cars, and it's funny when somebody's body gets ejected. And I think it's a little bit like getting depantsed, but it's not happened to me, but it's funny when it happens to others. So it's like depantsing the truck when the body goes flying. Another quick easy thing about this, I did it the same way, one at a time. Here's the body from my other truck. Look at that, index perfect, goes right on, even on the front 2 pins. So if you do it right, it's great. You can pin it right in. It will index itself, and you know, you don't even have to be gracious or graceful about it. It just goes on. It just works. Boom. And on the back of this one, I used to have Velcro here, and it would actually Velcro the